that if a publicly traded company has received a letter from a stock exchange warning that it will be delisted from the stock exchange because it is trading at too low of a price to comply with the exchange's listing standards, that company cannot get a loan guarantee from the Department of Energy under this bill unless its stock prices recover. This will remove companies whose stocks are in danger of being tossed out of the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ from eligibility for loan guarantees under this program. Now, why do we need such a provision? Is this theoretical? I wish it was, because these listing standards are an important measure of the financial health of a company. Under the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ's rules, if a company's stock plunges below $1 per share, the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ can delist it, which essentially turns it into a penny stock. Delisting, in other words, is clear. It's objective evidence that a company has fallen into a financial death spiral. That makes giving a taxpayer loan guarantee to such a company a highly risky proposition. Some of you might think this is hypothetical. I wish it was. But the reality is there is a $2 billion loan guarantee application that the Department of Energy could still award under this legislation for the United States Enrichment Corporation. This is a company that we've already given billions of dollars worth of federal government free uranium, free centrifuge technology, free cleanup funds, and free liability waivers. And what has happened to those investments? The entire company's market value is barely over $100 million, even though the Department of Energy has just given it a $132 million bailout. Even after the Department of Energy's recent announcement of another gift of free uranium for USEC, Standard & Poor's downgraded it to junk bond status, where it now sits. And yes, the company was warned in mid-May that it may be delisted from the New York Stock Exchange and become a penny stock because its shares were trading at under $1. Its shares plummeted to 88 cents this morning after it announced it had lost another $121 million so far this year. That was this morning. That's right. A $2 billion loan guarantee from this committee to a company that may soon be on the penny stock list, and it won't be prohibited under the No More Cylinders Act. And here is what the United States Enrichment Corporation told its investors about its delisting risk. It said, our failure to maintain compliance with the listing requirements of the New York Stock Exchange could result in a delisting of our common stock, which could require us to repurchase our convertible notes for cash and trigger a default under our credit facility. This is from USEC. That's right. They're telling their shareholders that they might default on their current debts. So you'd think we wouldn't be rushing to add the United States taxpayers to the list of lenders for this troubled corporation, but that's not the case. USEC's loan guarantee is still pending before the Department, and the $132 million in taxpayer bailouts that it has recently received are intended to be used to fix their broken centrifuges so that the loan guarantee can proceed. Again, this is before this morning's news. So again, let's go to the chart again here. Let's just take a look at it, okay? Again, under the Markey, only $88.4 billion more for nuclear and coal No More Cylinders Act of 2012, as you remember from earlier today. There's a big slice here of $76.5 billion for nuclear loans. And in this slice is this slice for a company that is now in junk bond status and a company that the New York Stock Exchange says could be a penny stock very soon. And all I'm saying is, okay, maybe we can't cut out all of the nuclear loan guarantees, but my goodness, you know, let's at least be able to protect them from what is obviously a mess, and we take note of this by just reading the newspaper. So that would be my request to you, because we know how good you are at rounding up all the usual suspects, the solar companies, the teeny tiny solar companies. But here, it's pretty obvious that there's a big problem here with nuclear, and all I ask from you is that you give me a vote on this one amendment so that we have some standards that we can say that we're establishing for the Department of Energy. And I yield back the balance of my time.